The Longmen Grottoes, also called the Dragon's Gate Grottoes, are a prominent instance of Chinese Buddhist artwork situated 12 kilometers south of Luoyang in the Henan province. These caves shelter tens of thousands of statues of Shakyamuni Buddha and his disciples, with over 100,000 figures in the 2,345 caves. The area has nearly 2,500 stele and inscriptions, referred to as the Forest of Ancient Stele, and more than 60 Buddhist pagodas. The grottos were excavated from a 1-kilometer span of cliff that runs along both banks of the Yi River. 30% of the grottos date back to the Northern Wei Dynasty, and 60% originate from the Tang Dynasty. Donors and patrons included Emperors Wu Zetian, members of the royal family, wealthy families, generals, and religious sections. In 2000, the UNESCO World Heritage List added the site to its roster as an exemplary representation of human artistic creativity. The grottos were created in 4 phases, spanning from 493 AD to 1127 AD. The initial phase was initiated by Emperor Xiaowen of the Northern Wei Dynasty. He was followed by Emperor Xuanwu of the same dynasty, who excavated 3 additional caves, such as Huangfugong and Fengxiansi. More than 30% of the caves currently viewed were constructed during this time. They were both instrumental in the building of the caves. Emperor Gaozong and Empress Wu Zetian played vital roles in intensifying the construction activity. The Longmen Grottoes in China, a cultural site that existed from 1368 to 1912, were revived during the Ming and Qing dynasties. Japan looted the site during the Second Sino-Japanese War, resulting in the return of numerous sculptures to Japan. The grottos were granted protected status in 1949 and are currently under conservation. The Longmen Relics Care Agency was formed in 1953, and the site was proclaimed a National Cultural Monument in 1961. The site suffered substantial vandalism and destruction of artifacts during the World War Japanese. Binyang Cave, previously called Lingyan Temple, consists of 3 parts: Binyang Middle Cave, Binyang North Cave, and Binyang South Cave. The cave was excavated in AD 500, during the first year of the Jingming period of the Northern Wei Dynasty. With over 1,500 years of history, it is the first royal cave used to preserve the historical accomplishments of Emperor Xiaowen, including relocating the capital to Luoyang and implementing Chinese reforms. The Binyang Cave construction spanned 24 years and employed over 800,000 individuals. However, only the central Binyang Cave was finished under the Northern Wei Dynasty. The southern cave, erected from AD 595 to 616, and the northern cave, built from AD 641 to 650, were finished successively during the Sui and Tang dynasties. Amitabha's Buddha statue in the middle cave is renowned above all others for its scissor hand gesture. This hand gesture, which symbolizes strong determination, is referred to as the scissor hand Buddha by tourists, though it is seldom seen in Buddhist art. Located in the middle of the West Hill, Wanfo Cave takes its name from the 15,000 small seated Buddhas carved on its south and north walls. The main Buddha, Amida, sits cross-legged on the Sumera lotus throne, wearing a wavy knot of hair and having a chubby face. Behind the Buddha, there are 54 lotus carvings, with 54 bodhisattvas sitting in different shapes. With different facial expressions and gestures of each Buddha, this magnificent Wanfo Cave shows the harmony of the Western Pure Land. Fengxian, also known as Fengxiansi, is the ancestor-worshipping cave. It is the largest of all caves on the West Hill, built between 672 and 676 for Empress Wu Zetian. The Tang Dynasty claims that the carvings in the cave are the ultimate in architectural perfection. The shrine inside measures 39 meters and has the largest Buddha statue at the Longmen Grottoes. The Fengxian has a back wall with 9 large statues. The most impressive one is the Vairocana Buddha, which stands 17.14 meter tall and has ears that measure 2 meter long. A message at the bottom of the statue says it was crafted in 676. Next to Buddha is a bodhisattva adorned with pearls and a crown, and there's also a depiction of a divine figure crushing a malevolent spirit. Vairocana has a serene expression and a slightly plump figure. The other big statues have expressions that match their roles. Empress Wu Zetian gave orders to carve them, and they represent the Tang Dynasty's vigorous, elegant, and realistic style. The enormous Vairocana statue is the quintessence of Buddhist sculpture in China. The Vairocana statue displays the names of the workers involved, the Emperor Gaozong, who contributed to the project, and pays tribute to Wu Zetian. It is rumored that Wu Zetian gave 20,000 strings of her rouge and powder money to finance the construction. Therefore, it is speculated that the Vairocana Buddha was carved to resemble the Empress and nicknamed the Chinese Mona Lisa, or as the Mother of China. All the undamaged images here have personality and movement. The main statue is surrounded by statues of Kasyapa and Ananda, the two leading followers of Vairocana, and two bodhisattvas wearing crowns. There are also many images of heavenly kings, temple guards, flying devas, and other figures. Guyangdong, or Guyangdong Cave, or Old Sun Cave is recorded as the oldest Longmen Cave with Northern Wei style carvings. It is also the largest cave located in the central part of the West Hill. It was carved on the orders of Emperor Xiaowen. The earliest carving in this limestone cave has now been dated to 478 AD, during the period when Emperor Xiaowen is believed to have moved his capital from Datong to Luoyang. The Buddhist statues in the niches of this cave are very well carved. Also found here are 600 inscriptions in fine calligraphy of scriptures in the Northern Wei style. Many of the sculptures in the cave were contributed by royalty. Religious groups supported this activity. The cave has 3 very large images. The central image is of Sakyamuni Buddha with bodhisattvas on either side. The features of the images are indicative of the Northern Wei style, typical of slender and emaciated figures. There are about 800 inscriptions on the walls and in the niches inside the cave, the most of any cave in China. There are 2 rows of niches on the north and south walls of the cave containing a very large number of images. The artists have recorded their names, dates, and reasons for carving them. Located on the north side of Fengxian Temple, the Lotus Cave was formed from a natural karst cave and takes its name from a huge relief lotus on the ceiling. The flower, which represents holiness and purity in Buddhism, is surrounded on the south and north sides by 3 apsarases with beautiful postures, all facing the main statue to embrace the holy lotus. Under the lotus, there is a vivid preaching scene of about 5 meters main Gautama Buddha and his disciples in standing position. Surrounding them are various small Buddha statues participating in this sermon. UNESCO has recognized the Longmen Grottoes as a World Heritage Site and inscribed it on the World Heritage List. The recognition is based on 3 criteria. The sculptures are an outstanding manifestation of human artistic creativity, the art form is perfect, and the high cultural level and sophisticated society of Tang Dynasty China is encapsulated in the exceptional stone carvings. The Chinese government has taken measures to preserve the monument, following the guidelines issued after frequent inspections. Since 1951, the grottos have undergone extensive restoration work, including the establishment of a weather monitoring station, the reinforcement of rock bases, the removal of overgrown vegetation, and the installation of railings, walkways, and boardwalks. The government's efforts have ensured that the grottos are in a fairly presentable state of preservation, to the efforts of 3 institutions: the China Institution of Cultural Relics Protection, the China University of Geosciences, and the Longmen Cultural Relics Care Agency.